What's up? Dad, Windows is real crap. I don't want it on my computer. Ads, tracking, and it crashes like Cyberpunk at launch. I've had enough of this already. I want Linux.
Linux is great, although it depends on which version you choose, but be honest with yourself. Will you be able to run everything you need on it? Games, school software, and all that without any hassle?
Probably not, but I'd rather deal with some hassle than have a system that acts up and slows down after every major update.
But what did you expect from a crippled version of Windows for the masses?
What? I have Windows Professional.
Home and Pro are mainly for the masses, packed with ads, heavy telemetry, and used to test new bugs. Remember the recall features scandal? Microsoft planned for Copilot to take a screenshot every 5 seconds and stored them all in an unencrypted file. Any malware could steal all your chats, emails, or bank transfer history.
Exactly, that leaves only Linux.
No, Linux has major fragmentation issues and lacks a unified direction, with over 900 distributions and about 300 still active. Which one will you choose, and how long will it work? People often claim Linux is better, but it's just different. For instance, Linux Mint is often recommended for beginners, and on our home laptop it didn't even support the fan. Can you believe it? The fan.
Oh, how? How did it not support the fan?
Simple as that. It just stood there like a pitchfork in manure. Because of that, the processor would hit 105 degrees Celsius and the computer would shut down from overheating. Do that a few times and the hardware is done for. Kaput, trash. The best part is, the problem still hasn't been solved. It's true that on Linux forums they'll tell you that you should have compiled the kernel yourself, but Linux fanatics forget that the system is supposed to work for you, not the other way around. It's supposed to help you in your life and solve your problems, not that you live just to solve problems inside the system. Look, and my new Asus ROG Zephyrus with liquid metal, a top-tier device for 15,000 zlotys. On Windows, it's a dream. I installed a dedicated Linux for it, and what happened? The volume control is broken. It's either silent or at full, crackling volume with no in-between. I spent many hours in the terminal trying all sorts of different mixers, their configuration, hooking them up with the system. It's total nonsense, and an amateur would never be able to handle it. You know what? It's for the best, since no mixer works with this laptop series anyway, so it's a waste of time. But wait, there was a recent update, and I hoped it would finally fix this honestly stupid problem. But no, after the update, Linux Snowbara just crashed. Black screen. Having a Windows tablet was helpful because it let me finish the project. Otherwise, I might have been fired.
I assume you removed Linux after that wild incident.
Of course not. Reinstalling Linux and blocking the harmful updates was enough. Sure, I lost a few more hours of my life just to customize the whole system to my preferences again, install the programs, configure them, and as you can see, the system works again.
You really have to have no life to use this Linux. Even Windows 95 was probably better. Why can't they finally get along and make one normal good Linux distribution?
Kid, everyone is hoping for that, but for now, it doesn't even look like it's going to happen. Every distribution has its own problems. Some critical, others minor, but even those minor ones can be super turbo annoying. For instance, Windows uses ClearType to smooth fonts, making text look better and easier on the eyes.
That's basic, right?
So on this laptop, with the Linux that's dedicated to it, guess what? The equivalent of that function also doesn't work properly, which means that reading for a longer time makes my eyes hurt, water, and because of Linux, I think I'll be forced to start wearing glasses.
So are we doomed?
Well, not exactly. Just don't use Windows for the masses, use Windows for the elite, which is long-term servicing channel. It's a clean Microsoft version, without ads or start menu junk like Candy Crush. And there's not even any American propaganda in the news or all those widgets. It's simply a system without bloatware and spying.
I've heard about that. But that's the enterprise version, the one for corporations, right? Since they don't have ads or process your data to sell it to third parties, that version must cost thousands of zlotys and must be incredibly hard to get.
Yes and no. Thanks to European Union law, you can legally buy an original equipment manufacturer key, and instead of paying 1,500, you only pay 58 zlotys.
That cheap for the best version of Windows without any junk?
When you add the system to your cart on the GVG Mall store website, enter TMHD in the promo code field. This simple step will lower the price by 30%.
Well, that's nice, but I don't know. I don't know this site.
My dear, the whole family gets Windows only from this store. I think I bought there for the first time back in 2019, but it's true. We've only been switching to the long-term servicing channel version since last year. If I remember correctly, on the Trustpilot platform, they even have an average of over 4 stars. It would help if people pasted the key in the right place instead of immediately complaining, but you know how it is.
Okay, how do you do it correctly?
After purchasing, visit the My Purchased Orders tab on the store's website and click My Keys. Select it, copy it, then press the Start menu, type Activation Settings, choose the option to change the product key, and paste it into the activation window. After a few seconds, once it has been verified with Microsoft's server, the system will be activated.
And what if the key doesn't work?
It rarely happens, but of course it's possible. On their website, there's a help bubble on the right. Briefly describe the problem and, if possible, include a screenshot to help identify the issue so they can assist you quickly.
Is there still hope for humanity?
That's right. So no matter how they paint Windows, it remains the only, most universal, best supported, and to the surprise of many, also the most stable operating system in the world.
With the best hardware and developer support.
Well, it's a real shame that Windows Home and Pro have gotten so bad. Linux still hasn't found a common direction, but fortunately, Windows long-term servicing channel remains the only reasonable option right now. But keep in mind, long-term servicing channel is stripped of ads and junk, but also lacks many components gamers or students might need. You'll need to install them manually.
I'll just ask ChatGPT or Gemnite how to do it. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Absolutely. Installing 2 or 3 components yourself for long-term servicing channel is still a breeze compared to all the hassle you have to go through with Linux.
So I'm installing long-term servicing channel, and that activation option for 58 zlotys is also a perfect choice.
Just remember that Microsoft hides the option to download the long-term servicing channel version, but don't worry, you'll find a link to a guide for downloading and installing it in the description below this video.